I would like to personally thank you for clicking on this video. Today is my birthday. Today we're going to be doing a tribal braid bob. So I did do the box braids, the crochet braids myself. I didn't want to buy pre-braided hair because I'm very picky about the way my braids look, and I don't want the braids dipped, because for this style you cannot dip your braids in water because you will not get that shape of the bump on the ends if it is dipped. It looks stiff at first, but as the braids get a little older, it won't be as bad. It's not as stiff as you think it is. So to make things easier, I do burn these as I go. The first time I did a box braid bob, that's a tongue twister. I had to get my mom to help me burn them because it was so much hair and I could not see if the braids was even. So this time I burnt them as I go with a flat iron because I don't like lighters. I don't like anything that exposes fire. So I just use my flat iron to be safe because this is synthetic hair and I'm not trying to start a fire. I am using a titanium flat iron on 450 degrees, and it melts very fast, and you can also do multiple braids at the same time. You do not want to have your if you do decide to do this style, you do not want to have your braids dipped in hot water because you will not get the shape that you want when it comes to the bob. I like my bob bumped a little bit, so if you dip it, you can't get that shape. And I did braid these braids by myself because I'm very picky about how the way my braids look. I don't know if it's just me, I'm a perfectionist, but I do not like I don't know, I don't like sloppy looking braids. You see how neat those braids are? Look at that, so neat. I'm not throwing shade to any hair companies, it's just me. I prefer my braids to look the same size, very neat, because I do take my time with these braids. I like them neat. So for those little cornrows on the side, those will be box braids, because my hair is very fine at the front of my edges, as you can see. I don't know if you can just pause it and just look at my edges, very fine. So if I put crochet right there within like a couple of weeks, because I do keep this style in for a month, within 2 weeks my hair will start just lifting, and I'm not trying to take the style down. So I did leave my edges out, and I would do those in box braids. At least with the box braids, I could just re-braid them over if it starts to get if it starts to grow out a little, well, it starts to slide or whatever, I could just take the braids out versus taking out the whole style to redo the edges. But if you do decide to do this style, you can do the crochet on the edges. But for me personally, my hair is very fine around my hairline. So fine meaning like how can I describe it? Like within, all I know is with crochets around my edges, it starts to lift, and so my hair is very it's not, I can't describe it, but it's very fine. Like it doesn't hold a style very well. So you always want to use a braid to guide the way you burn your braids so they can be even. And yes, please clean up your braids. We don't want any feathers. Feathers are the hairs that stick out from the braids. This hair that I braided myself, the crochet hair, that is Queen Bee in Spectra hair. And if you put your braid in wrong, because with crochet braids, it's very specific the way you crochet it in. If you don't crochet it in the right way, it will stick up. As you can see what I just did. I just took it out and turned it around and then crochet it back on the braid. And when you do your crochet braid pattern, please do not braid your hair tight. That is a no, because when you crochet the braids on there, they will snug. So you want to do them as loose as possible. I meant to explain that at the beginning of the video. Please make sure like they are soft. Like you can braid as soft as you want, because once you crochet it in, it's not going to be painful to crochet the hair in, because it will snug a bit. So right now I'm doing the box braids. I put about 4 or 5 braids on each side. So I am putting a little shining jam on the parts to keep it the hair out the way. And this is a hack so you won't pull and tug along your edges. Put the little clip at the beginning of the root of the braid so you won't like pull your hair out. As you can see, it's still in place. So right now I'm doing the tribal braid. I will place a link below to where you can purchase this comb, because this was like the best comb to use when it came to doing the parting for the tribal braids. I do like my tribal braids really skinny. You don't have to do them this size, but I want them skinny and close so it can cover up the crochet. So I just put a little edge control on there to slick it down a bit. I do start off with a small strand of braiding hair to braid my tribals. Because my edges are so fine, I do start off with the braiding hair from the beginning of the feed-in braid. And for each of these tribal braids, I did use 5 strands. And there it is. And if you do these tribal braids, please Do not braid too tight because you don't want them, because they are so small, you don't want them to pull and tug and pull your hair out. These right here on me, I do not braid my hair tight. So, it may look like it's too much, but trust me, it's not tight at all. Look at that, they're really close and neat. In order to get them close, you do have to do small parts. You don't want them to be spacey, because I don't know if it's just me, but when I get travel braids, I do not like them spacey. I like them to be close and neat. And I do like the I use 5 strands for the each braid, so they can be full, and they do blend in with my box braids, so you won't be able to tell which braid is which, because all of my braids will blend in together. That is why I wanted to do my own crochet braids, so my braids can match at the top. The tribal braids can match the box braids. I did the crochet because my hair is too long for the length I'm going for. So I was not trying to cut my real hair. So I just did the crochet. And so if you have like super long hair, you can achieve this style just by crocheting it. And far as the travel braids, I don't think that's possible unless you're willing to cut your hair for the bob. But for the box braids, you can do a full crochet box braid bob if you have like super long hair and you don't want to cut your hair. See how you could burn a bunch of them at one time? This is the only stiff bob that is allowed. I don't know, it just reminds me of my childhood with the burnt ends. I am a 90s baby. I'm not going to reveal my age, but I am a 90s baby. So we used to get braids and we used to burn the ends of our braids. So each side, I think I did about either 10 or 11 tribal braids on each side, and the back is also 10. I think it's 10 tribal braids in the back as well. I didn't show it on camera, but those first probably those first 3 braids on each side of the tribal braids, I did sew those up so they won't be in my face. That is another braid hack. If you want your braids to stay out your face, or you want them to be close, you can also sew them together. And it also preserves the style, because as this style get old, well, for me personally, those first couple of braids, mostly the first braid will start to like grow out and start to hang. So if you sew them together, you won't have that issue, and the style will be preserved longer. See how that braid is like off to the side? Once you sew that together, it won't be in your face. Y'all, I literally thought about this style in my head. Like, I just wanted something different that I have not seen before. So I really love tribal braids on my hair, and I love the box braid bob because it just reminds me so much of the 90s. And this is what the finished product looks like. I did add some accessories. I do have to find some more of those little clips, because all I have right now on me, all I have is gold, and I don't like the gold ones because they turn. Because I do keep this style in for a month, but this is the finished product. And this is the tribal braided bob with crochet box braids underneath. And here's my tribals. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a great holiday.